everybody to the Mass Conference for Women. We're so excited you stopped by our booth, and we have our next guest here. Marisa Meloski is the owner of Stilista Boston, a full-service styling firm. I'm reading this so I'm not forgetting anything. She has worked as a stylist for 12 years. Wow. And has enjoyed a wide ranging 15-year career in the fashion industry, exploring all facets of the consumer experience and retail landscape. Wow, 12 years. That's phenomenal. She is proud to bring smart, common sense style to the Boston community and to remove the stress from getting dressed. I like that. Marisa, I think we known each other now for 2 years. We've been working together. Is that about right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so we do know each other for quite a bit, and you helped many of my customers as well to get ready for that photo shoot. But so excited to have you here today, and I have a whole list of questions for you, and I can't wait to get started. So. Just to learn a little bit about you. So did you go to school for fashion actually?
So I actually did not. I honestly didn't know that you could go to school for fashion unless you wanted to be a fashion designer. I loved clothing and specifically the art of getting dressed, but I knew that I didn't want to design clothing. So I went to a liberal arts college where I was a double major in both English and art history. However, I can honestly say that my schooling does serve me pretty well. Learning how to absorb information, think critically, and express my thoughts in a coherent and thoughtful manner as an English major really laid the groundwork for the client workflow that I utilize in my styling business. And similarly, my background studying art history helps me to understand that push-pull relationship between, that fashion has with the world. And I think that awareness and knowledge really enables me to not only dress my clients in clothing that fits well and is in style, but to also teach them how to employ fashion to express their personalities, to make positive and lasting impressions on those they interact with, and to gain self-confidence.
That's awesome. Wow, that's fantastic. So how did you get started then in styling?
Well, out of college, I struggled to find a job in an art gallery. So I got a retail sales job. I enjoyed it, so I stayed on, and I logged 8 years on the operational side of the business, starting as a sales associate and advancing to store manager, district manager, and finally a member of the senior leadership team. Following that, I decided to explore the creative side of the business, and I spent the next 4 years as both a visual merchandiser and the visual expert of new store openings for a number of brands. I also styled fashion shows, photo shoots, and music videos for local brands and talent as a freelancer.
Wow.
Starting in 2008, alongside the retail career, I was slowly building my client book as a personal stylist for Stilista Boston, taking clients on weekends and evenings and vacation days, trying to kind of pursue this passion I had for styling as like a side hustle. And finally, in 2016, I left my retail and visual merchandising work behind and made styling a full-time job. And then in 2018, I purchased Stilista Boston from the previous owner.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's how I met you then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How do people normally find you?
So clients come to me usually in one of three ways. So either through the website by virtue of their own, online search, as the recipient of a gift card for my services from, a friend, a loved one, family member, or as a direct referral from an existing client of mine.
Yeah, that's kind of like the same. Same for me. Those three alleys are kind of like the popular ones, and it's nothing better than if you get recommended by one of your previous customers, and it's kind of confirmation that they trust in you and that you did your job right. So it's awesome.
Totally. Yeah, the best compliment you can receive is a referral. 100%.
That's awesome. So why do people contact you?
So, obviously there's a wide variety of reasons, but I think if you kind of boiled it down, people tend to contact me when they come to the realization that they need to outsource the transitioning, upgrading, and or maintenance of their wardrobe. The modern individual is far too busy and juggling too much to do everything themselves. So, some of us outsource landscaping and gardening while others outsource home repairs and dog walking. And so my clients just have decided to outsource fashion. Another way to look at it is to consider me part of, your maintenance team. Most individuals get regular maintenance on something in their lives. So whether that's hair, nails, eyebrows, cars, the lawn, if you feel you would benefit from a professional when it comes to wardrobe maintenance, then I'd be happy to help.
And do you have like a styling philosophy?
So I'm a firm believer that style is extremely personal. What's right for one person might be the wrong approach for another. So that's why I've chosen a collaborative approach when working with clients. And I more or less kind of start from scratch with each new client to fully understand their individual needs and to, take them on the style journey with me rather than dictating rules to them. However, I do kind of stick to a general workflow in order to guide the process. So, first off, no matter what project I'm tackling or what kind of clothing, a client and I are searching for, fit is always primary. And then once we've determined the best sizes and silhouettes, laying a foundation of neutral shapes comes next. Laying a foundation of neutral staples comes next. These pieces are the workhorses that provide the wardrobe with its functionality and versatility. And then finally, once that foundation is laid, specialty and or personality pieces are layered in to express the client's mood and aesthetic, ground them in a sense of place, connect them to their industry or lifestyle, and infuse the wardrobe with a true individuality. And then I do always like to leave my clients with some tools and skills that they can take with them. So leave them, better informed than when I found them. So for all, this will include fit guidance specific to their body type. And then also I like to provide a breakdown of what I like to call fashion formulas. So essentially this is combinations of pieces that when added together create successful outfits, specific to that client. And then clients can lean on these when they're lacking inspiration or confidence in what to wear or when they just need to get out the door quickly.
What is the average experience for your clients?
So again, every client experience is unique because I do offer customized approaches and solutions to their needs. But the most popular package that I sell is called the wardrobe revamp. And that includes an initial consultation, a 3-hour wardrobe analysis, a custom shopping list, and a 3-hour guided shopping trip complete with custom itinerary. So it's kind of a sampler of all those like bedrock services that I provide. And it's an excellent way to jumpstart a wardrobe transformation.
I would love to hear what you are doing in this whole pandemic right now to make customers feel confident and comfortable to contact you.
Yeah, of course. So first and foremost, appointments have to be rescheduled if either myself or the client is feeling under the weather. And I am happy to waive, my cancellation fee for reasons of illness, even on the actual day of the appointment. So that's, first and foremost. During in-person services, masks are mandatory. Social distancing is practiced, and I'm happy to provide temperature screenings, disposable masks, and hand sanitizer upon request. Additionally, if we are in a client's home and their closet space or the size of their bedroom would prohibit us from, practicing proper social distancing, I can come equipped with a rolling rack and we can actually relocate the wardrobe to maybe like a more spacious living room or dining room or guest bedroom or something like that so that we can get the work done and, but still follow the appropriate precautions. And then as far as for shopping, in store, in preparation for that, I would be sure to fully understand all the policies and procedures that are implemented by the retail stores we're planning to visit. And I would, definitely employ any tools available to me in order to make the trip, more safe and more efficient. So some stores are offering, private shopping appointments either before or after store hours. Others are allowing you to reserve fitting rooms. And I always offer the option to have me pre-pull merchandise for clients. And so specifically right now with everything that's going on, that can be a great tool because that way the client can just kind of walk into the store and walk directly into the fitting room. And then, we just stay there. And then when we're done, we check out. And so it keeps things, very, very safe, very contained. And And then finally, I've sworn off public transportation and ride sharing services to reduce, my exposure and by extension, my clients' exposure. And I also offer contactless payment. And of course, all of this is up on the website at stylistaboston.com/COVID-19.
So my last question for you actually is do you actually have a style icon?
Yes, absolutely. Gwen Stefani, without question. I came of age in the 90s, so I've essentially watched her grow up and experiment with trends and hone her personal style for 3 decades. She's fearless and definitely has a one-of-a-kind look. I love that she loves fashion so much and so obviously enjoys getting dressed. No matter when you see her, she has her signature hair and makeup done, and she always has a styled look on. It could be, she could be literally just running errands or going to the gym, or right now she's in Oklahoma a lot with Blake Shelton and they're just on his farm, but she always has a look on. And I really appreciate her ability to mix the traditionally masculine and traditionally feminine to showcase the 2 sides of her personality. I do that as well. I play a lot with that, mixing the masculine and feminine. And then we're also kindred spirits when it comes to print, color, and fashion influences. Her wardrobe is chock full of punk-inspired plaid, classic suiting prints like houndstooth and herringbone, denim of all washes and in all forms, leather, camouflage, army fatigue, and other military-inspired elements. Breton stripes and bold saturated pop colors. Those are all the things that I love as well. So she's definitely definitely a kindred spirit in that regard.
I'm going to sneak one more question in there, even though I said it was the last one. So since the style icon, do you have a movie that you watched and you just thought oh my God, the fashion in that is phenomenal?
Yes. Yep, absolutely. No, right away what I'm going to answer. The Thomas Crown Affair, not the original, but the remake with Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo. It is, her wardrobe in that is flawless. That movie was made in, I think, the late 90s or very early 2000s, and I would still wear every single piece that she has on there. It's actually, I looked it up once. It's majority from one Celine collection from that time period. And it's fabulous. So it's a great movie. I recommend it as just a general watch, but if you're a fashion lover, it's an extra special watch.
Nice. Yeah, I am catching up on the Game of Thrones right now. So I'm on season 7. 8 is still out there. So anyway, okay. in 7 right now, the costumes are just it has all that texture look from, it's the season of the dragons and everything. Yeah. And the costumes are just so cool, never mind the styles and everything. So I knew there was one in there that really triggered things for you as well.
Yeah, no, those are excellent. And my favorite there is I think I'm gonna Huron, Lord Huron. He is from he's the commander of the fleet of ships from the island where they're all sailors. And he's a bad guy, but he's just head to toe in textured leather. Huron, yeah, exactly. And so he was my favorite because he always had on some ridiculous, it was subtle. It was very subtle, but it was really well tailored head to toe textured leather outfits. So worth paying attention.
All right, so I'm gonna close it out with that. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Marisa, and she will be here in the booth as well all day. So any kind of styling, fashion questions, she will be here to answer for you. So just look for, start a chat with us. She will be showing up in that chat as well. And you can ask away all your questions. And we also will put, as I mentioned just before, all the contact information for her in on our schedule page. So just follow that and you will be able to get in touch with Marisa. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole. Yes, please send your questions my way. I'd happy to answer them.
Great. Perfect.